Hey, hey, it's Thursday, live with Barb. Tonight we have a free class, so welcome. I am just taking a look to make sure that I'm streaming on my Stamp with Barb Writer page. It looks like somebody sees me. Good evening, and welcome. I hope that you'll enjoy the class I have for you this evening. Okay, I can hear. Okay, very good. So let me, there we go. All right, now I can see comments and all the good things. There. So hello everybody, thanks for joining me. As you're joining, let me know that you're here, and I'm gonna see if I can see the comments up here on my website. There we are. Hi June. Hey, by the way, I got your check today, June, so thank you for that. And who else is here? Well, you guys, as you are joining, hi Bobby, hi Sue. Thanks for being here. I hope that you'll enjoy this class. I paired these two stamp sets together thinking, you know, you could do a lot of variety with the Stay Warm stamp set along with the Choose Happy. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, and I'm hoping that this is a better setup. When I demonstrate here, I change things up a little bit, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to see better. Bobby, I am doing well, thank you. We go to the doctor tomorrow to see what is happening with my husband's foot. He's been a long-time diabetic, and he's having complications. He has had complications for a long time. He's had an open wound on his foot since January. And so we are just working through that, and we'll be going and working, seeing several doctors tomorrow all at once. So I hope they give us some answers. Hi, Nancy. Welcome. But I am doing well, thank the Lord, because I got to go to work every day. I got to get things done, all the things. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and turn down the camera. We're going to get started. So if you're joining me, make sure that you let me know that you're here. And as we're going along and you have suggestions or you like what you see, give me the thumbs up or hearts or whatever it is that you're looking at. Sometimes you can push those hearts on the live, and I believe that's what you can do. So that works good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn down the camera, and we'll get started. I've got 4 cards for you, and so let me say, I'll keep talking as we go along, but at the beginning you saw this was a free class, and so what that means is tonight's live is all about these specific products that you can purchase, and as long as you purchase $50 in product before shipping and tax and rewards, I will send you these 4 card kits free, along with if you hit 75 and enjoy the free shipping for today and tomorrow, you will get a package of embellishments too. Hi Linda. So there's that. And what else do I want to tell you? Oh, so what you will need are the ink pads that I'm going to be using. You'll also need a sentiment set. It doesn't mean you have to have Choose Happy, but if you have it, it is a great set. And then the star of the show is the Choose Stay Warm. So let me go ahead and turn down the camera, and I'll still be up here in the corner. So hopefully you'll be able to see these pretty well. So here is the Stay Warm stamp set. This will be featured in the projects. And then I have some good tips and tricks for you too, so I hope that those will be great. Hi Diana, thanks for joining. And then Choose Happy is what I picked for the sentiments, but you could do whatever sentiments you have. So, but you would need this in order to do this class if you got the free kits. Now, if you have purchased with me in the last week, I'm going to go ahead and honor this kit also, and that you will get this kit for free if you've placed an order with me, because I believe a couple of you on here have done that. So All right, let's go ahead and get started. I've got all the things I'm going to use. I've got those put on blocks, so I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way. So there. So what you're going to find is the Choose Happy is in the main catalog. That's on page 37. Okay, and it is a $21 stamp set, 163701. But to go back and look for it, it's on page 37. Now, I'm using the Stay Warm, which is in the mini catalog, the September to December mini catalog, and that's 165959, page 56. So you can go back and refer to the stamp set here. This is one of our reversible stamp sets where one side you stamp will give you the solid image and the other side will give you the outlines. You just flip it over, okay? And I'll demonstrate that this evening so you'll get to see how that works, okay? So let me go ahead. I'm going to move these out of the way. And there we go. All right, see that different? I hope this is brighter and that you'll be able to see better without shadows. That's my hope. So the first card we're going to use, as I mentioned, we're going to be stamping with the velvety paper that is in the online store. Now, the velvety paper, you'll have to, let's see, did I write it down? Yes, it's called All Season Velvet 12 by 12. There's 3 colors. There is like the cherry cobbler red, there's the darker green, and then there's the white. Okay, so they coordinate with lots of our colors. But we're going to start out with our card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5. This particular card, I will be using the Blueberry Bushel ink. Let me see here. I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and put this down. You will also, anything that is die cut from specific dies, I will have that done for you. I've also, I also have the, this is Misty Moonlight. Now, the reason I didn't use the Misty Moonlight ink is because it's too light for me on the velvety white paper. But can you see, I'm going to see if we see that design? That's a new folder that's going to be available November 1st. So this will be done for you. So if you get the kit and you love this, you need to get this folder on November 1st. It's gorgeous. This is 3 3/4 by 5. And like I said, your label will be, you can use whatever sentiment, but your label will be available. And you will have a portion of the velvety paper. You can hear it. It's very soft and cool. And so let's go ahead and start. Now, I'm using Blueberry Bushel. And we're going to start out, we're going to need the sweater. Okay, so I'm using the outline for this particular stamp. So we're not going to use the reverse on this particular card. But we're going to need to stamp our sweater. And just make sure that you're pressing down and getting a nice image onto that velvet paper. Okay, there you go. And in person, when you stamp this blueberry on here, it looks like Misty Moonlight. That's the reason I chose that color of paper to coordinate with the inks. Okay, I'm going to clean this off so I'm ready for the next thing. You're going to need both of the mittens. So you'll see that they go both, you know, like regular hands. So you will need those. And I'm going to stamp those right here. Okay. You want to just hold it for a second on that velvet paper. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that when you do this card, you'll want to go ahead and, got blue all over my thumb here. You will want to do this and let this sit overnight. I'm just going to tell you that right off. If you don't want to smear it, because you're going to have to fussy cut this out. Okay, that's the trick. But it's worth it. Wait till you see the finished project. Okay, and then you need the hat. Okay. Okay. Got that. All right, so now we're ready. I still got some blue on this one. Look at that. I am not very good here. I still have blue. There we go. Okay. Oh, last but not least, look at that. Already I got blue on me. Last but not least, we are going to choose, I'm going to make this a birthday card. So I'm going to set this to the side for a second. And so on my little die cut, I'm going to stick with the same thing. This is a monochromatic card. Let's see here. I'm going to bring this, see if this helps at all. All right, so happy. Happy. Now we could say birthday, we could say winter. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say birthday, and that way it can be a winter birthday card, right? So happy birthday is what we're using. And just like that. So there's my sentiment. All right. Now, because you have to let this sit for a while and dry, because remember, our inks are water-based inks and they soak into the paper. This is velvety paper. And so I'm just gonna show you. If I take my finger and let's say I go like this, look, see there's ink. The ink will come up. So that's why you want to let this one sit. Or you can take your heat tool on low and you can heat it just to dry it. Okay, so now I got to clean my finger because I've already done this and I've got these pre-cut and ready to use. Alrighty, so let me wash my finger here on the other side because I don't want to get this blue on my other cards. But I wanted to show you that you will want to let that dry so that you're not smearing it all over, okay, and be frustrated. Alrighty, so I already have these pre-cut, and so here we are. We have the sweater, we have the hat, and the mittens. And we are going to attach those onto our embossed folder here. Let me see, I'm just gonna put that away because my inks are right here. It's nice. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we also need some white. We're gonna use some white baker's twine. We're just gonna get blue and white. Those are the colors we're using for this first card. So we are going to go ahead and just decide how we're gonna place this. We can put our kind of like that, and then have our sentiment here. But I think I'm going to use my twine, and I'm going to have the mittens hanging down. Okay, so I just need a little piece of twine. This is in the multi-bakers pack. It's over to the side. I can't reach it at the moment to tell you what the name of it is, but it's the variety pack that we have in the annual catalog. So there's that. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and I want this to be about on this side. So let's put a little bit of adhesive there, and we're gonna put the twine behind, okay, and then because I want it to kind of hang from here, and then I might have to shift it a little bit. And then we're going to attach our mittens. Okay, I am going to use mini glue dots, and look at, I've almost used up these dots. They're probably, actually they're done because now they're sticking to this, which is on the cardboard, and I can't do anything about that. So that one's done. So where's my other pack? All right, you have to give me a second to grab those over here. There we go. Alrighty. So let's take our first mitten. Alrighty. So let's put that mitten kind of right there. And then the second one, material, hi Sue, material to material works really well with mini glue dots, okay? I'm going to put this one up a little bit higher just so they're a little even. Isn't that cute? I actually think I'm going to move this, bring it over even farther. So there we go. Look at that. There we go. All right, and now I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. And we're going to pop this up, and I'm going to leave these loose, but I am going to go ahead with a dimensional right there to hold the twine onto the white. And then I think we will go ahead. Now on the velvet paper, it is paper on one side and velvet on the other. So we're going to put this flat, okay. We're going to put this one kind of there. We're going to pop up the hat. There we go. I think this is a fun winter birthday card. Let's see, let's put that right there. And then our little mittens are going to hang over to the side with the sentiment. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. All right, so there's that. And then let's go ahead. We're going to add that onto our card front. And this folder, it's called, what did I say it was called? Oh, here it is, right here. I can show it to you because it's called Beautiful Pattern Embossing Folder. That's the pattern. And again, that's going to be available November 1st, but you don't have to worry about that. I will have this already embossed for you if you get the free kit. And then this is just going to go right here, centered onto our basic white, just like that. So cute. Now, I have, these are some gems that kind of are lost in the shuffle, and they've been around a while, but I thought they went perfect with this Stay Warm set. Now, there is a stamp set, I think it's coming out November 1st, that has some great winter sentiments in there that would be really cute with this set, but of course I didn't get that one because it's snowflakes. So there's that. And I think on this one we're gonna go, there's like a light, like almost a silver, and then a white, and then this is like Lost Lagoon or Pool Party. So let's use, I think I'm gonna use the well, let me see. This is a fun thing. Hi, Lynn. Thanks for being here. I don't know. I think I'm going to use the kind of grayish colored ones. And let's go ahead. We're going to put one there. They kind of make me think of snowballs. That's what I'm kind of, they just remind me of snowballs. So, what should we do? I don't know. You guys know? I'm so bad at this. All right, there's one, and then where else? Like right here, down here. I think we'll just put one right there. Alrighty, there we go. There is card number 1 using the velvety paper. Can you see that pretty well? How does the new setup look, you guys? Does it look better than the other setup that I have? Like the lighting, is it better? So there's card 1. And let's go ahead, we're going to put that over here. We might use this again, so let me just, I know we'll use the gems again, so I'm just going to move that over here out of the way. All right, so I'm going to go from probably the less parts card to the most parts card. How's that? So that's card number 1. And then card number 2, I'm going to teach you, let me see. I've got them over here on the side. card number 2. Oh, well, we'll do this one next, and then I've got a fun technique to teach you. All right, so this next one we're going to do some stamping. Oh, and where's that piece of white I had here earlier, Barb? Oh, yes. That's the fun part, is when you move things, you forget where you put things. Let me just grab some white. Oh my gosh. Okay, white. Ugh. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, so here's what we have. This is the red velvet, and I have run this through our dots folder. Let me see, I don't have that over here. This one's in the annual catalog, but it's got the spiral dots, and again, it's very nice and fuzzy velvety, which is so cool. The new setup works nicely. Okay, thanks, Nancy. Any suggestions, you guys? I want to make sure that this looks, you can see well, because I was getting very frustrated when I saw the replays. So, anyway, all right, we're going to be, this is your red, so you'll have this already embossed for you. Okay, and this is, I believe it's 3 3/4 by 5 again. Yep, 3 3/4 by 5. This is Lost Lagoon. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Your card base is basic white, which is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. Scored at 4 1/4, folded in half. Then you'll have these two dies from the Stylish Shape dies in the white, and then scrap to stamp on. And so let's go ahead and do our stamping. So we're going to do our stamping here, and we're going to have a little fussy cutting, but I want to show you how to use these stamps so that they, how you do the reversing. And then Lost Lagoon. Okay, so here's what we got. We're going to use the Cherry Cobbler and Lost Lagoon. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to stamp our hat in the Lost Lagoon. Put these up here out of the way. Okay. So we're going to start off, and I'm going to start off with the detail side of the stamp, and we're going to ink that up. Full strength Lost Lagoon, and stamp that down. Okay, there we go. And then next we need to clean this, because we are going to turn it over and use the back side to color in our hat. So you just peel that off and then turn it over. And I do need my scrap over here, because I'll be stamping off, okay, because I want a lighter color on the inside of my hat. So ink this up completely, and you've got a solid solid color there. I'm going to stamp that off. See how that comes out solid? And then I got to get up closer here and make sure that I'm in line with my stamp, and just stamp that down. And then there we have our hat colored in. There's that one. Okay, I'm going to close that up for a second. And then, excuse me, we're going to use the Cherry Cobbler. Let me clean this off again. And there's that. Okay, next we need to use the mittens, and we're going to do that in the Cherry Cobbler. Have you guys used the reversible stamps much? I'm just curious. Okay, so then we're going to stamp those, and then again clean them off so we can turn them over. Okay, now I might have to do one at a time, and here's why. Or here's what you can do: wash them off, lay them down where you've stamped, okay, and with the reversible side. Oh wait, that didn't work, did it, Barb? That didn't work. Okay. Because if I do that, I should have been, or it won't work. So, one stamp. We're going to use one stamp. I'll put that here for now. Sorry about that. I thought it would work with just the one stamp. Let me share what I'm doing. So if you stamp it this way, you're just going to take one of your mittens off and turn one of them over, ink it up, stamp it off, and you're going to stamp it in one of them in your mitten. Okay? And then you're going to ink it up again, stamp it off. Oh, Barb, that's not going to work. It's still not going to work because I need the... Okay, that works. Oh my gosh, I am just not thinking. Okay. Girls, it was a doozy of a day at work. That's all I can say. I told the ladies when I got ready to leave, I said, hey guys, I am sorry that I was such a party pooper today because it was just a day. All right, so this is par for the course. Okay, now we got all you want to do is make sure that the solid side of your stamp is going the correct way so you can stamp it inside your mitten. Okay, that's what you're looking for. 2 mittens that look like they're supposed to. Okay, so there's that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to plop these down like that. Now, I'm also going to take the hat, and I want this little topper to be red, so I'm just going to start out, since I've got it on the thick side, I'm just going to get the topper and stamp that off, and stamp that there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over so that I have the detail image, and let's just get the topper again. That's all I need, the details, and we're going to let me put that on here because I'm going to go off, and I want that right up. Sorry about my head, it's in the way. There we go. Okay, so here's what I got. Okay, that's what I have. Now, it doesn't take long to cut these out, okay? So I thought, okay, do I go ahead and take the time and cut them out on the class, or should I just go ahead and have them ready? So I decided I would go ahead and have all the pieces ready, okay? So you don't have to watch me cut. It's just basic cutting. It's very easy, not any big details to have to cut out. What I'm going to do is on this piece, you want to cut this, and you want to just cut it so that all you have is like the pom-pom. That's all I'm looking for is the pom-pom. I'm going right at the outside edge of the stamp. Okay. And let me get that off of here. I've got the other pieces cut, so I'll just grab those in a second here. But I wanted to show you, this is all you need, is you just want this little pom-pom, okay? So when you're cutting this out, that's what you need, okay? Not the whole hat. All right, so let's go ahead. Here are the pieces already cut. Okay, there we go. Now let's put this together and see what we got. We're going to do our sentiment here in a second. Let's see here. Let me see. This one, I need the word hello. And winter. Hello, winter. That's what we're going to stamp on this one. And we are going to put that on this little guy right here. Let's do the hello in the cherry cobbler. Winter is bigger than hello, so I think I'm going to stamp the winter first, and I'm going to do that in Lost Lagoon. You could do it all the same color, but I think I'm going to go with, maybe I'll do both of them in the Lost Lagoon. I think that's what I'm going to do. Skip the red. Change my mind. Okay? All right. So, winter is going to kind of go right here, and then hello is going to go right above, right there, just like that. Whew, I kind of got a kind of goofy there, but you can see it, I think. Yeah. This is going to go behind our circle. That's why I didn't want to go in the middle or to the side. So that's how that works. So hey, welcome whoever just joined. I'm thankful that you are here to stop by and see what's happening in this free class. So again, this class is free. The 4 cards and all the parts and pieces and envelopes and all the things with a $50 or more order. And if you hit 75, you'll get a package of brand new embellishments. Okay, so there's that. So here we're ready to put our card together. So we have Lost Lagoon, and we have our, you'll have the embossed, the red velvet embossed. Now you will see a little bit of the white, and I thought that was pretty cool that it just comes through that way because the back is white. And so when you emboss, depending on how heavy it goes through, you will have little bits of white. Now if you want more white, you would simply take some type of a sanding block or tool, and you're just going to rub, okay? And it's just, that'll give you more of the white in those little dots. There we go. There's a few more popping through there. So those right there I did. Okay, that's how you can get more white in there if you want. There'll be some white that comes through automatically when it runs through the cut and emboss machine in the folder. Okay? Alright, so let's see, I want it this way. So this is going to go onto the Lost Lagoon. Okay, now let's go ahead. We're going to kind of place these down. This is going to kind of go over here, and I think I'm going to have that kind of up here like that. Oh, before we finish this, I'm going to go ahead with that white baker's twine again, and I'm kind of going to go around the kind of the middle. And let's see here. Now, here's another trick for you. When I am doing this, so I don't cut more or less than I need, when I make a bow with something, I kind of drop it. Okay, so I'm going to put, this goes around here. So I'm going to drop it down about this much because I can make a bow with it this much on one side. I'm going to come around, all right, and then I'm going to put my thumb there again, and I'm going to get the same amount, and that's how I'm going to make my bow. Okay, so let's do that. Actually, I think I want 2 of these. Okay, there we go. I want 2. So let me cut that, and I keep, since I'm in a different setup, I go one way to find my product, and it's the opposite side. So, all right, let's go ahead, and I'm just simply going to tie this in a knot and then a bow. And I'm going to bring one string underneath there like that, so I have the pieces together, okay? So let's do this, and I'm just tying this in a knot first. There we go. And then I'm going to tie a bow. Now, if you don't like it doing it this way, you could take a separate piece of the, you know, your baker twine that you'll get, and you can make your own bow and then put it on with a little mini glue dot. But there I've got kind of the double, and I actually need it to come over more, so I'm just going to kind of bend my card a little bit, and see that moves pretty easy. Okay, just kind of bend this so that there's some slack there. Okay, so there's that, and I actually need it to come, it's hard, I might, let me see, I think it needs to come about right there. Well, I might have to still adjust it. So the idea is I don't want that bow overhanging my word, but I want it to still be on this side of the circle. Does that make sense? Because this circle is going to kind of go like, that. And of course, you can make yours however you would like. Now, this is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to turn it over. Now, you could do adhesive here. I've got tape, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do some tape down here. Probably got it off. Nope, that's good. Alrighty, so I'm just going to tape that down, just like that. I'm going to put some dimensionals on here so I can pop this up. So here, whoops, and here, there, and right there. So let's put that down. Just concentration, right? Okay, so there's that. Make sure that I've got this where I want it. Just like that. Let's see. I just don't want it to cover up my words too much, but I want it kind of right there, you know, the bow. And we can probably bring this down a sliver. Okay. All right, now I'm going to push it down. I didn't want to commit quite yet, but now I'm ready to commit. Okay, come on, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead. The hat is actually going to, we're going to take this flat and put it over the Lost Lagoon. Now, you don't have to do it this way if you don't want, but I just thought this was just kind of cute. I'm going to try to match it up a little again. And let me see, does it go this way? Just trying to match it up. That's not it. Okay, there it is. Nope, that's not it either. Gracious me. There we go. There it is. I just want to cover all of the... There. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead with the dimensionals on these too. So, if you're concerned about mailing, you could do them flat, or you can pop them up. Usually, if you put another piece of cardstock on top to cover up your gems or how much is popping up, it'll go through the machine and you won't have any worries. It won't cause any issues and or cost more. So this little guy is kind of going to go right the very top there. And then our mittens are going to kind of touch the hat just a sliver like that. And this one will kind of go there. Okay. Put that down on that side. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. So here's what we have for the very front. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this onto the front of my card. Then let's add some gems. So you do have fussy cutting with this one, except for the neck. Well, yeah, there's still fussy cutting on the next one I'm going to show you too. So there we go. So that's what we have. So let's grab those gems again, and now we're going to use the Lost Lagoon ones. Oh wait, what did I do with them? They're not in the folder. What did I do with them? Oh, here they are. Gracious me. Here we go. So we're going to take the Lost Lagoon to match our Lost Lagoon happening here, and let's grab one here. I think we'll bring one there. Now, you can put as many or as little as you would want on here. This is not sitting well with me. So, there we go. Might have to cut that down a little bit. Okay, so there's that one. Let's see. Let's go. You guys know. And this is the hardest part when I create a card, I'm telling you. And it should not be. It should not be. I guess it feels like it needs to go there. That's where it feels like it needs to go. So these little guys are just one size. So, you know, a lot of times we'll have, you know, large, medium, and small, or large and small, or medium and small. These are all one size. So I think I'm going to come right there. Just wherever you want them to be. But there we go. I don't like that right in the middle there. Do not. I do not. Oh, it left a spot on my... There, let's come over here a little bit. Okay, that feels better. Okay, so there's that. I see why I don't like that, because this is like right next to each other. Anyway, so there we go. There's card number 2. Oh, gosh. Thanks. Thanks, thanks. I'm glad you guys like it. All right, card number 2. All right, let's go to the next card. And this next card is going to show you a little technique that I thought was pretty fun. And so give me 1 second here. And I have my pieces here. Yes, we need, so these are die cuts that you will have. This is from Branching Out. Oops, I keep going to the light thinking that's the camera. That's not the camera. Thank you. So we're going to use these 2 pieces. I've got some scrap here that we're going to use. And again, you will have this, I've got a little shard here, or whatever you call it. There we go. This is with the new embossing folder that comes out November 1st. If you sign up for the kit special, you could purchase it now, because it is something you can add to your starter kit, and what a phenomenal deal. Otherwise, November 1st, you can purchase it if you are not a active demonstrator, okay? Or have an active card. Okay, so Barb, I think I'm missing what I need. No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. This is, what size? This is 3 3/4 by 5. And this is going to go on here. But before I put it on here, I'm going to do some stamping. So, put these over here. We're going to stamp on this piece right here. We're going to use the heart. Okay. We're going to use crumb cake. This card is going to use these 2 colors, not Early Espresso, Secret Sea, and crumb cake. Those are the 2 ink pads I use for this card right here. So let's go ahead, and the first thing we're going to do is, with our crumb cake, we are going to stamp some hearts across. Now, this is easy enough to see that I don't have to use masking paper, but it's kind of the masking look, all right? So I'm going to just go ahead. I've got the details side is what I'm using to stamp. And so I'm going to stamp that first. And I'm just going to, doesn't matter if I do the top or the bottom. I just needed this length. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp there. I'm going to ink it up again. And I'm going to look at my heart, and I'm going to line it right up. Not completely right in a row. See how it's shifted a little bit. Okay. And then I'm just going to touch the edges. Now, I did overlap there. I don't think that's a big deal. And let's see. We're going to do that. And then let's do that one. And let me grab my scrap, because I'm going off the edge. And my ink won't dry if I get ink on my silicone mat here. Alrighty, let's do this like that, and one more right here. Okay, So that's not like completely straight. I don't know. I think I need to stamp it again. I'm not happy with that. So we're going to do it again. So I'm just going to not be so precise. Maybe that's my issue. There we go. Let's see, like that. Gonna come up a little bit. This is a little more straight as I was looking for. Okay, and one there, and then off the edge here. Okay, there. I feel a little better about that one. See the difference? See how I kind of went oopy doopy there? This is a little more straight. That's what I want. And that I'm not gonna let's see here. I'm cheating on the side. No, we're gonna go solid. So there's that. Now I need to wash this off, and we're gonna use the back side, and the reverse side, I guess, would be the right way. So the solid side. Okay, and then I'm gonna set this aside for a second, and we are going to do full strength. Ink this up, but I am going to stamp it off, okay? I don't want it full strength on my cardstock, so I'm going to stamp that in the middle, okay? Can you see that there's a little bit of shadow there? That's what I'm looking for, okay? And then there's that, and then right next to it, look at, I got blue on here. I got to get up close because I can't see. Okay, so there's that one, okay? And ink it up again, stamp it off. And I need to be right there. All right, so here's what we have. See that? Let me clean this off. All right, now this card is going to be an anniversary card. And so we need Secret C. We need Happy. Happy is here, and anniversary is here. So let's see. We are going to. I'm going to do anniversary first, so I know I've got enough. I mean, I have enough room because I've already done it, but I got to get my head up in here. If I come over this way, you guys won't have it in your face. Okay, so. All I'm going to do is kind of find my hearts here in the middle and stamp anniversary. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. And then the word happy. This is tricky. I want to think this is the H, but it's not. You got to make sure you got it the right way. All right, and then happy is going to go right here. Just like that. And see, you can see your hearts behind there, right? And then you're going to fussy cut that out. Super easy and fast, honest to goodness. But for the sake of time, I've already got it done right here for you. Okay? And I've already got these cut out. And let me get my scissors. And just all I just did a little bit on the out edges. I didn't go right up next to the on the line of the heart. I left a little bit of that basic beige, but see, it's not hard to cut these, honestly. You just have to move your cardstock, not your scissors, and get these all cut out, okay? Now there's I don't know if I mentioned, there are no dies that go with this cute little Stay Warm stamp set. So if fussy cutting isn't your thing, this might not be the best class that you would like, but oh my gosh, these cards I think are so great with this stamp set. But anyway, you just keep going, okay? You guys get the idea. You're going to cut this out, and then you're going to mount it onto your Secret C like that right there with just basic adhesive, not popped up. So that's what you want there. And then I do have another piece of basic beige, and that is 4 by 5 1/4. See, I thought that I had something else. It's basic beige. That's going to go on here. Now you'll notice, see how that just comes off the edge flat? So once you cut these out, you can see they're just a sliver longer than the 5, and that's because when you glue them onto here, you're just gonna trim the edges. So there we have that, and then we have that. So I've already pre-cut, and then here's what we're doing. We are going to, give me 1 second here. I need to check one thing. Because, let me see. Nope. All right, Barb. Okay. All right, so I don't think I clean these. I better do that because I'll get in trouble if I don't clean these as we go. I always get in trouble. Okay, so there's that. I think I cleaned that off. Yeah. Okay. Now let's put these pieces together. So I'm done with the stamping, so we'll move this out of the way. There's what we have. Okay. Now these pieces that I have here, I'm going to glue them down just to create some super cute. This is going to go across here. So how do we do that? You can do one of two things. You can use your adhesive sheet. If you have the sticky adhesive sheet, you can do that. Well, no, you'll get these die cut. Maybe I'll do that for you. Sometimes it's harder to put them down when it's completely sticky. Here's, to me, the easiest way is taking your green glue, Tombow glue, and just putting dots. If I can get it to come out. There we go. Just sporadically, not every single one. You don't have to put it on every single little circle, but that's what I'm doing, is just kind of putting it dots down so that I'm not going to blob glue everywhere when I do this one. Okay, come on. There we go. And there's that. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little spot that I don't have glue there, and I want this to kind of, let's see, which way do I want it? I'm going to put this one here, like there. I'm trying not to, see, you get glue down and it's a little farther than I wanted, but anyway, that's what we're doing. I have to commit, right? I think it's a little farther down than I wanted. Dang it. Oh well, you get the idea. Let me see. Let me just pull this one up and see. Yeah, see, I wanted it a little bit closer. Homemade cards, you know? Okay. They can't be perfect like from the stamped out factory. Okay, guys, here we go. Let's get this one. Whoops. Little dots here and there. I'm curious how many of you watching already have this little Stay Warm set. I would be curious to know if anybody already has it. Have you played with it if you have it? I would love to see some samples that you might have done if you've already been playing with it. Okay, so let's do this, and this one is going to go here. The opposite way, that's what I wanted, is kind of the opposite way. We'll do that. See, that's really not... Okay, there's that. Okay, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim this off a little bit. It's sticking out the edge here. I just thought this was a cute concept. I did not pre-make this card. I just knew what I wanted on this one, so I didn't have a sample over next to me to look at. And then our happy anniversary will just go like right there. And I am going to pop up the happy anniversary. You haven't purchased it yet? I think sometimes when there's no dies with some stamps, they don't get sold as much because, again, if you're not a fussy cutter, you might not like you know, if you want to have to do some die, you know, have to cut, I guess. That's the thing. All right, so there's that. So we're going to put the happy anniversary kind of right here. And this just gives you something, it gives you a versatile way to use the stamp set instead of just winter. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this to our card front. Where's my adhesive here? Okay, there we go. These colors look really great. I love these colors together. Secret Sea, Basic Beige, and Crumb Cake. Just like that. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is, actually I'm going to put some gems on here. And the ones that, I think that the gray ones look the best with the Secret Sea on here. These look a little too silvery to me. So I'm going to go ahead and use the grayish ones and just make sure it doesn't, I'm going to put, how about if we, let's see, we'll fill up some space there. And let's take one, let's put one there. And let's see, should we, I don't know, you don't always have to do in threes, but I'm wondering if I should do another one down here, or maybe, I don't know. I think I'm going to put it right there. I don't know. I hate putting on the gems because I just am not good at it. So there you go. There is your happy anniversary card using Choose Happy with the sentiments and the Stay Warm. And that's our third card. Now I have one last card. And when I initially made this one, I will tell you, I used the More Than Autumn. I thought, oh, well, maybe I can do a lot with this. But the more I looked at it, I thought, oh, I don't know. So here's what I came up with, what I'm going to share with you. This one, we are using the Early Espresso. And we're going to use Calypso Coral and Early Espresso. So let me grab these up here to use. And that's card 3. And let me grab all the things that we need for this one. We are going to be using Timeless Plaid 6x6 paper. And I have done some die cutting from the More Than Autumn. That is it is a stamp set that is currently on the last chance list, and it's on the online store. It's a bundle. Let me see if I have stuff written down, what the bundle. Yes, I do. Look, last chance, $14 for the dies. Okay, all the dies are $14 on last chance list. Normally they're $28. The bundle itself is $47.50, and again, stamp by itself is $25, and the dies are $28. So, hi Maria, thanks for being here. So, that's a pretty good deal. I don't know if you realize, but you've got all these words that are cut out here too. So let me show you. I have cut out the word season. We're going to be using that. You'll have that in your kit. And then you're going to have 3 of the leaves. And let me grab those. So we'll have 3 leaves in your kit, along with your basic. Your base is going to be 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Basic the vanilla. Then you have Early Espresso. I believe. Excuse me. This is 4 by 5 1/4. No, this is full 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 because I have a technique to show you. That's why. So this sheet will be 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then I'm going to put these up here, kind of slide them up there. This sheet is the 4 by 5 1/4. Okay? So, here's what we're doing. You will want to stamp your solid the detailed side of your sweater. We're going to need the sweater and the hat and the little boots. Okay, so you're going to stamp all of those, and I'm going to go ahead because I'm going to make another card. I already have these pre-cut, okay, but I want you to see, you're just going to ink this up solid, and that's going to be early espresso. So here is my sweater. And then I need my little booties or cozy socks, whatever you want to call them. You're going to have those. Oops, I got too close to the edge. Too close to the edge on that one. But like I said, I already have them pre-cut for you. And then we need the hat. That's the 3 pieces that I used for this card. Okay? So you're going to stamp those 3 pieces. Uh-oh. Must have timed out on me. You're going to stamp those 3 pieces, and then you're going to cut those out. And I did cut out the socks individually, so that's what you would do. Once you have those cut out, you've got your sweater and your hat and your little booty socks. Okay? And then we are going to do some stamping with words. And the words that I've chosen to use for this card is, let me get it here. What did I do with my note? Oh, Barbie. I have no idea where it went. Okay, we're going to use this in a second. We need the word fall and gratitude and autumn, and that's it. That's the words we want. And we're going to take these little strips here because it will fit very nicely onto what we have going on. So let's see, I want to say, let's see, fall, gratitude we're going to stamp in Calypso Coral. I hope I haven't, thanks, Lynn. Gosh, I cannot speak. Okay, the word gratitude, we're going to stamp that in the Calypso Coral to just coordinate with the cards, the designer paper that you'll get. Okay, so gratitude, yay. So I need to clean that one. And then we're going to go back to early espresso with fall, or no, yes, fall and autumn. So autumn is going to be there. Okay, and fall. I think I'm going to do it on the bigger piece. Okay, we're going to cut these apart. That's why I can just stamp them on the strip here. Okay, let's move these out of the way. All right, scissors. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and cut these out, and I'm just going to do them at an angle, I think. So fall, and you want it angled the same. So there's fall, and we're going to go this way with the word autumn. All I'm doing is just giving it an angle. And then gratitude, we'll go back this way. Wasn't sure if I had enough to hold on to. So there we go. Okay, those are the scraps. Let's move those out of the way. So like I said, anything that's already die cut or embossed, those will be done for you. You'll have to stamp and fussy cut. You'll need a sentiment set. If you don't have Choose Happy, you can say whatever words you want. I just thought there was a lot of choices with the Choose Happy stamp set. So, all right, I was just looking at Maria's. Now here's for the technique. This is our technique. We got our Stampin' done. So let's move these over here out of the way. So I don't lose them. So I know where they're at. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little ripping technique. Okay. So I want to angle this, and I'm just going to start about, what is the, let me see here. Probably I'm going to start about an inch. About an inch from the right side. Well, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to start on the right side, and I'm going to rip towards me, and this is going to give me a kind of a cool feathery kind of look, and I want to just keep coming down like this, and I'm making a slight angle as I'm going, so that by the time I get to the end, you know, I'm like right at the end. So see there, I've got an angle, and then we're going to use this piece in a moment. So then the next thing is I wanted, this is cut down a little more, and I'm going to, I can do one of two things. I could take this and I could put it down and then kind of follow, make a tick mark, or I can just do a guess and say, okay, here we go. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's see, how far up do I want to be? This is going to go on the top, so this one I'm going to come up probably about an inch also. Alrighty, I'm just going to try to do the same thing here, and just keep going at an angle as I come down towards the end. And because this is 1/4 of an inch smaller, it should work out and be okay. Now you can see how this is hanging over too far. I'm just going to come up in here and I'm going to rip out a little bit of that, okay, to make that a little more angled. There's this. So that's going to layer on top of that. So see how you've got a little bit of the brown underneath. I think, let's see here. I think I'm going to pull a little more of the Calypso here. So I'm going to start up here and just kind of grab and pinch it, and then just take a little more off, and there we go. Let's see. All right. Okay. I like that a little better. Have a little more interest there. All right. So this, I'm just going to adhere it onto the Early Espresso. Okay. And giving myself some even edges here. Just like that. There you are. This is going to get mounted onto the card base. All right. And this, remember, this was 5.5. So this is going to be the full length of the card. So I'm going to come all the way to the end, or the edge. Let me see my cheat sheet here. All the way to the top, so that I don't have any vanilla showing at the top. I guess I'm a little short on that. Okay, so here's what I've got. Okay, that's the front of the card. That's what we want. Now these pieces, remember, said we're going to use these, so I'm going to turn them over. See how you've got like a feathery kind of look right here, but on this side you don't. So I want that feathery look, and I want the feathery look here. So guess what? This is, let me see here. I want this on this one. So I've got to bring this down a little smaller. Again, let's bring this like that and see if we got what we want. Okay, there we go. See that? All right, I'm going to bring this to the edge. All right, so this Calypso is going to go on top of the, what stamp set are the hearts from? With the card that I just did, the hearts are from the same thing, Stay Warm. Lynn's asking what set is the heart from, and it's from the same set. Right there's the heart. Okay? It's from the Stay Warm. Okay, so now I'm going to just do the same kind of thing. I'm going to just give a little bit of a color on the edges here, like that. This is going to go on the inside of my card. Alrighty. Okay. And it's just going to go the opposite. Okay? So that goes all the way to the edge and the bottom. Just like that. Okay. All right, we're almost done. I know I'm on here a little longer than you guys have been used to lately, but that's because we've got this four card class. So there's that. All right, now we're ready to put all our pieces together. So the first thing, you know, if you've watched me before, you know I like to kind of figure out what's happening. So let's see here. I've got my season and leaves, my words. So let's see. All right. This little guy is kind of over here. And then the socks are going to go on the front of my card here. Like that, maybe. Let's see. Let's go this way. That's what I want. Whoops. My finger is sticky from glue earlier. All right, so there, I'm kind of going to have my socks over there. Let's see. The season. First of all, I'm going to start out with autumn, the word autumn. And that's kind of going to go over here. Let's grab the early espresso leaf. That'll be die cut for you. Okay. So there's kind of autumn. And then next will be gratitude. Let's see, what color, what do I want? Let's go with this crumb cake. And that will just kind of, let me see, I think I'm going to come like that. And then the word fall will just kind of go here. Then this leaf will go right there, and the word season will go right here. So that's where I have to kind of shift things to make sure I've got room for what I'm looking for. But isn't that a pretty fall color card? The colors here in Michigan right now are just beautiful where we're at. Okay, so what do you think? How does that look? If I can figure out where I'm going here. So autumn, gratitude, fall, season, or we could do fall, gratitude, autumn. I was thinking the gratitude would go in the center, and you'll see, I'll show you my sample I did with the other words so you can see where I got this kind of idea from. Let's see here. Autumn, gratitude, fall, fall, autumn, gratitude. I think that's what I want right there. Okay? That's what I want. So let's go ahead, and these are all going to be flat except for the leaves. Actually, this leaf will be flat. Did I put that flat? Yeah. Let me get up here a little bit. Now, I will tell you that these leaves, they do come apart. The little section in the center part will come out. So I have mine all stuck together. I want it all to stay in there. I don't want it separate. So there we go. Get on my silicone mat, or I'll have sticky on my wood here. Okay, so this little guy is going to go like right there. Right? And then let's pop up autumn. Dimensionals. I think I have some little mini ones here. I think I'm going to use those. And here we go. This is the last card, and I'll bring all the cards in at the end and show them to you. So autumn will kind of go right there, popped up. I'm going to pop up this crumb cake card, and I'm gonna just cut a edge because I think my circle might be the dimensional circle might be too big, so let's just do that and pop this up, and let's go right here with that leaf. Let's do gratitude to be flat. Get my fingers. And that's just going to go right here. So if you know somebody that loves the fall colors, this is the great card for them, right? So there's that. Let's cut another piece here. Okay, we're almost done. Ooh, that might be too big. I don't know. It works. Yay. Alright, so this one, it will just kind of go like that. Fall, let's go ahead and let's pop this one up to the word fall. And let me see if I got, here's another, here is one. Perfect. And let's go here. Fall. And then season, we're going to go ahead and use my liquid glue. I actually think I'm going to hold it and just that way I won't get it on my silicone mat where I have my cardstock right now. So there we go. And we have a couple more, one more thing I think to pop this down. Okay, there's that, and then season will just go right there. Oops, I forgot. Those aren't down. The socks are running away. All right, let's go like that. And now on this card that I did, I have a little more vanilla than I had in my sample, but it just depends on, you know, what you do. I think it's okay. We got a lot of orange going on there. So there's that. And then on the inside, I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to, we did the hat, so the hat's just going to go like right here. On the inside, that's just going to go flat because we're on the inside, right? Because it looks so pretty. So nice. And there you go. I don't think we're going to do any gems on this one. I don't think the gems would, not the ones that I was thinking. You could use different gems if you want, but the these ones that I was using, oh, what did they do with the envelope? I'm not used to this new space, and so I put it over here and I'm not seeing it. Here we are. Faceted Gem Trio Pack. That's what the gems are that I used on the other cards. Here we go. Now, I guess you could use the silvery ones, but to me, silver looks like snow. So if I'm going to use the silvery ones, I would use them with the word winter and whatever. One last thing we're going to add to this card, and that is going to be the Early Espresso and Old Otto linen thread. And I'm going to use the Early Espresso and, oh, I think I have one open already. Where did, hang on. Yes, this is a brand new one that I pulled out here. Here we go. New, because I already have it on the end, right? You like this card? Great, thank you. Thank you, I'm glad. I'm glad. They're a little different, and I just thought, oh, you know what? I love this. Now, it's a new Stampin' Up! Year, and I always try to make new goals for myself, but one of the things that I'm looking forward to is weekly in my lives sharing one specific, like coordinating cards with one or two sets, okay? that is in my mind. Just thought I'd say it out loud. I think it looks great without the gems. I think so too. Thank you, Diana. I just don't think the gems would do any justice here. Now that's going to go there, but I think this bow is a little too big, so I'm going to pull it down a little smaller here. Okay, there we go. All right, let's put this little, let's add a little bow onto our sweater, and we need to get a glue dot, roll it up, kind of take my nail, and I just, after I get it going, I just take my finger and roll it, and it gives you a tube like, and that's how I put these small twine bows on. Oh, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if I did miss this. This goes on the other card, you guys. I'm like, what is this jute bow here for? I'll show you. We're going to back up to the heart card. Okay, so there we go. I just think that bow just adds the extra touch that we need. Let me cut that down a little bit. It's a little extra long there. Okay. All right, card number 4. And then inside. Okay. Autumn, gratitude, fall, season. You'll get the die cut, die cut, die cut, die cut. These will be whatever sentiments you want if you want to do something different. Okay, now I found my little jute bow laying up here, and I'm like, that has to go to something because it's already prepared. Well, it is, because here is what my mind had in this is going to go on here. Let me grab, and I'm going to get another and roll this up into a little tube for my bow, and that's going to go on the back. And this bow is going to go right in the middle like that, just to kind of set off. That's what I had in my head. So you can leave the bow on or off. It'll be included in the kit, but there you are. There is my anniversary card. All right, what do you think? Let me get kind of make some space here so you can see everything together. And all right, move this. Now, so again, this set does require some fussy cutting. Oh, let me show you the ones that I created. First of all, that gave me the ideas to start. Okay, so here is using red and green, and I use the let me see what the stamp set's called. Sending cheer, I think. No, a little cheer. This one is a little cheer, and this one I did with the two-tone paper, and I sanded it down. It's not the velvety paper, but this is with shaded spruce and real red. Okay, and then I have a little tiny shaded spruce around the outside. So that's my inspiration for the card I shared tonight. I only did one time around here. That's why I like the two. And excuse me, here is using Nothing's Better Than Fall Season. This is what I used. Using the More Than Autumn is the stamp set. That's what I used for this card right here. And again, that's what I did on the same thing I did on the inside with that cool ripping technique. But this is where I had the inspiration, but I wanted to use the same sentiment set, and the other one looked really good. So here are our cards for tonight. Let me kind of move these up out of the way so I have enough space to put everything so you can see it. I'm just clearing out space here, girls, guys, who's ever watching. Again, if you do not have a demonstrator, I would love your orders. These cards, I don't know. I think they're all my designs. I look at designs all the time online, And so if I remember or know a name specifically, I will definitely give that credit to that person. But if it's online, it's there for the world to see, right? And what more compliment than to copy your card. So here are the 4 cards for this evening. Oh, get them where you can see. Let's see. I can do this. I'm trying to get them. There you go. There we go. You can see all 4 cards, and they look very different. They are, still using the same sweater and all the parts and pieces, but I think that they are just super cute. What do you think? If you're interested in placing an order with me, you can go right to my website right there, or there's a link in the description, and you can order that way. Today and tomorrow you still have for free shipping of $75 or more, so take advantage of that. I did, and I got myself some adhesive and cardstock that I was getting low on, so that's what I did there. So let me go ahead and just come back up here so I can say goodnight, and thank you so much for being with me. I appreciate you guys being here. Make sure to go all the way back to the beginning and start out at the beginning with the first couple cards if you came in the middle. If you have any questions on anything, please let me know. I'm happy to answer your questions. This will be uploaded onto my YouTube channel, so make sure that you're following me over there. I'm starting to create some Christmas ideas, and so how I did the Fall Fridays, I'm working on some Christmas items that way. So that's it for tonight. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate your time and just the consideration by ordering through me. You guys have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.